Cause we're extremely excited to have the opportunity to play in this bowl game. Um, this is obviously a very prestigious bowl game, and being the Chick-Fil-A Peach Bowl, I'm excited for our team, specifically our defense, to get a chance to go against one of the best in the country. And we know it's a huge challenge, but I think this group of young men look forward to challenges. I think they usually rise, to those challenges, and I'm excited to go play against the best, and excited to be a part of this group of um, Bearcat defense, and watch them go play and play the game they love.
Thank you, Coach. We'll open up for questions. Chad Brendel from Bearcat Journal, why don't you lead us off?
Coach Freeman, this defense has kind of been building over your 4 years here. What has been the most enjoyable part of watching this group be able to go out and accomplish an undefeated regular season and get to play in the New Year's Six Bowl?
Yeah, I think the most enjoyable part is knowing where they started. For those guys like Darrick that have been here for 4 years, and the 4-win season, and being maybe the worst defense in the country at one point, to now where they're a consistent top 10 defense. It's great enjoyment for me to watch that, because I know the work they've put in, and the growth they made. So I love it for them. I love this opportunity, but also I love when you think about the journey to where they've arrived. I think it's incredibly exciting.
We'll go next to Charles Odom from the Associated Press. Go ahead with your question, sir.
Coach Freeman, as you've looked at the game film of Georgia's offense through the season, what changes have you seen, and specifically since they've made the switch to JT Daniels at quarterback?
Yeah, JT brings a different dynamic to their offense. You can tell by over the last 3 games, they've averaging over 40 points a game. He's got a very strong arm, probably the strongest arm probably in my time being a defense coordinator here that we faced. So we know it'll be a huge challenge. Being able to go back and not only watch him these past 3 games, but even watch some USC film, and you just see it. He's a dynamic quarterback with an extremely strong arm that understands defense, and it's going to be a great challenge for us.
We'll go next to Charlie Goldsmith from the Cincinnati Enquirer. Go ahead.
Yeah, Ahmad and James gained All-American recognition yesterday. Can you describe what they did to earn that and what that means for them?
Yeah, I've always said it. With team success comes individual success, and it's something that you preach to your players and understand that, hey guys, continue to be unselfish, continue to work as a team, and understand with that comes individual success. You love it for those individuals, and you also hate it because at some point somebody's got to be pointed out, and somebody doesn't get pointed out. We understand within our walls the strength of this unit is the group. And I say that meaning that we know every single person on this unit has value. It's a great compliment to Ahmad, a great compliment to Wiggs, but we know a lot of guys on this unit deserve credit, and they'll get the credit from their coaches and the guys that they work with, and understand that it takes them all for us to be successful.
We'll go next to Justin Williams.
Eric, under normal circumstances, you guys would be down at this place all week and have a little bit of a different venue. Coming off the championship and the holiday, how has it been on the players' behalf in terms of kind of getting in the right mindset for obviously what's a big game?
Well, I know that me and the rest of the players, we're ready to play. So each and every day when we go out there to practice, we go out there with the mindset that we have to work hard enough that when we get to this game that we're efficient, we play fast, and that we can win. So every day, each player is ready to play. And I don't think that anyone's really sluggish right now. We're all still motivated because we still have goals to achieve to finish the season.
We'll go next to Keenan Singleton from WCPO.
Hey, Marcus, you hear a lot when quarterbacks play each other, it's, this quarterback versus that quarterback. In this particular matchup, these are 2 tremendous defenses. Do you, as a defensive coordinator, do you kind of have some of that mindset like, all right, I want to match up our defense against this Georgia defense in this game?
I don't look at it that way. I guess because you spend so much time looking at the opponent's offense. And, that's to me the biggest challenge for us is how do we freaking find a way to stop this offense that's extremely explosive, that is tough. They run the ball well. Obviously, JT Daniels does a great job of throwing the ball. They got really good wide receivers that can create mismatches and big plays. So I know Georgia has always had a really good defense. Obviously, I have the utmost respect for Coach Smart and the job he's done over the course of years. I've studied him in Alabama, studied him at Georgia, and this will be a battle of two programs to me that probably have the same culture, same values of being tough and running the ball and stopping the run, and what a challenge it's going to be.
We'll go next to Chad Brendel.
Darrick, this program has twice been on a similar stage, the Orange Bowl and the Sugar Bowl, and they weren't able to get the job done. Does this opportunity, a chance to get the program over that, maybe that final step, mean anything to you guys? Or is it more just focused on getting to 10-0 and taking care of yourselves?
There's a little bit of both, because Coach Fick talked to us yesterday about in the last 100 years, we've only had 2 opportunities to play in games like this. So we have to make the best of our opportunities. And I feel like everyone wants to make the best of this opportunity. And there's still things that are like in our back pocket, but for sure we need to go out there and get this dub for our program, for the city, just for everybody.
We'll go next to Charlie Goldsmith.
Yeah, a team like Georgia has a ton of 4- and 5-star recruits that are getting NFL looks. You got a ton of 3- and 4-star recruits that are getting NFL looks. What has been the difference in creating and developing so many NFL-ready players?
Is that for me or Darrick?
Who's your question for, Charlie?
Sorry, Marcus. My bad.
Good. We can't evaluate their recruiting classes. Only thing I think we can do is look at our guys, man, and I wouldn't trade them for the world, and I think these are guys that fit our culture. These are guys that have actually helped promote and establish the culture that Coach Fick brought in here. And you know what? We're all similar. We're all guys, I think, that always have chips on our shoulders. We want to go out there and we want to go fight. I think Darrick said it earlier, but this isn't a charity event for us. We're not here to go out there and just enjoy being at the Chick-Fil-A Peach Bowl. We're here to go out and win a football game, and we're preparing, and we have a whole bunch of guys with that mentality that's going to go out here and prepare their butts off the next 2 days and go out there on Friday and swing as hard as we can. So, again, I love the guys we have. I can only talk about the guys we have, but I know the guys we have are the reason why we're in this situation we're in. They understand what it takes to be successful. They work at it every day. They push each other. They push their coaches, and understanding that at the end of it, great results are produced.
We'll go next to Justin Williams.
Coach, you mentioned it not being a charity event. Past 2 years, you guys have had really good seasons, maybe gone to what people would consider lesser bowls, and you guys have, treated those the same way, it seemed like, and really gone out and looked to win those games. Do you feel like stuff like that helped set the stage for what you guys are going into this year?
Yeah, I think we preach it all the time. I think about my 4 years or 5 years in college, and I think about the bowl games, and the games you had the most fun at are the ones you won. And that's what we want to tell our guys, is that you're going to remember this bowl game whether you win or you lose. And that's the mentality we have. We were fortunate the past 2 bowl games to have victories. And to me, those were great experience. Yes, they were, great experience in Washington, D.C. and great experience down in Birmingham, but also because you came out victorious. So the greatest experience about going to Atlanta, Georgia is be able to come home victorious.
Go next to Keenan Singleton.
Question for Marcus, or excuse me, or for Darrick as well, since you're a part of this unit. But I think people see the numbers, people see the explosion and the success you guys have had on defense. But what are we missing about these guys that maybe the nation doesn't know about? Because you see the stats, but there's obviously players behind it that are making this engine run.
Yeah, I'll start it, and then Darrick, you can finish. Just to me, what people don't understand is the leadership. And I'm not saying it because he's on this call, but a guy like Darrick Forrest that, we had a meeting in the off season and asked him to change a position and is unselfish and understands that the greater good of the group is what's most important. That's the reason why we've had success. We got some leaders. We got dudes that push each other on and off the field, that sacrifice for each other, but also that continue to sustain the brand and the culture that we're trying to build. That's why we've had success. Guys like Darrick that have been here for 4 years, like I said earlier, when we weren't so successful, but I understand that they believe in what the culture is. They believe in the brand that we talk about on the defensive side of the ball. And now those are the guys that continue to uphold the standard. So that's how I feel. Darrick might feel differently.
I was going to piggyback off of that because I was going to say leadership too, because I could just see throughout the years the change in the love that each and every player has for each other, and that the brotherhood that we have in the back end, the front end, and with the linebackers. Most of the time we spend time with each other off the field. We spend just as much time off the field as we do on the field with each other. And I just feel like each and every guy goes out there and they play for one each other. And I feel like there's something more than football, and it holds us together and it keeps us playing.
Go next to Chad Brendel.
Darrick, you committed to Coach Fickell very early in his tenure here. You committed to a program that was 4-8 the year before, that you went 4-8 in your freshman year where you played mostly special teams. How rewarding has it been for you to see what you guys have accomplished, since then, to bring the program back and to get a championship as a senior?
It's very rewarding, especially coming in. They told us to have blind faith, and we all did. We didn't know what was going to happen after the first year. We won 4-8. We never stopped. We kept working, we kept grinding, and we love one another. I think that the brotherhood aspect really changed this program, and I want to say that I feel like each and every senior we're going to go out with a bang, and we're just going to make the city of Cincinnati proud.
Go next to Justin Williams.
Coach Fickell always talks about using things to sell the program, even if the accolades or awards aren't as important to you guys. Things like you being up for the Broyles Award or some of the All-American and All-Conference honors. Do you feel or hope that maybe that shines more of a light nationally on what you guys have been able to accomplish, specifically you guys on defense here at Cincinnati?
Yeah, I think it's the result of, unselfishness, the result of success. I don't think that's why we want those recognitions. Hey, we want people to respect us. We want people. No, I think it's the result of hard work, and that's what I want people more than anybody else within our walls understand, is that, hey, with the result of hard work, with the result of unselfishness, with the result of having success becomes these individual accolades, and as long as the guys in this room, in this place understand that, we're going to have success. Now, it also helps with recruiting. Recruiting is important. And, with some of these national awards, this national recognition that guys are getting, people are understanding what the University of Cincinnati football program is all about. And they're starting to understand the name and the people around here. And that's, to me, important, because we're going to try to recruit the best players we can find that fit our culture and our brand. But I think all of it helps. All the pub is good. But we have to understand within our walls why we're getting this recognition and why we've had success.
We'll go next to Mark Weiser from the Athens Banner-Herald. Go ahead, sir.
Coach, when you look at the way Georgia's run the ball the last couple of games, what's the challenge for you all? And what was your film study tell you about how Tulsa, had some success on the ground?
Yeah. I think Tulsa did a great job coming in here. They were tough, and they did a good job of kind of executing things that we pride ourselves on, stopping the run and being physical and being tough. And they came in here with a chip on their shoulder, and they kind of pounded it up, kind of pounded on us a little bit, and I think our guys understand that in order to have success versus University of Georgia, we're going to have to stop the run. And we're going to have to do some different things, and we're going to have to put some different people in different places and kind of just make sure we have a chance to stop the run. They got extremely good offensive line. They have a stable of running backs. Obviously, White is the lead carrier who's done an unbelievable job. But then all of a sudden you bring in Cook and he's in the backfield. They motion him out. They run him on pass routes. I mean, he's dynamic. And then they got multiple other running backs that come in and do a good job. So we have to understand we got to stop the run. We got to do everything in our power to stop the run, or it could be a long day. And so it's our job, and the way we prepare, and obviously schematically, we got to do things to make sure we stop the run.
Mr. Keenan Singleton.
Marcus, your edge up is really crispy, man. When this pandemic is over, you're gonna have to help me out. Derrick, I would compliment yours too, but you wearing that cap.
Team barber now. You understand? Derrick's a team barber. He won't tell anybody, but we make sure that everybody goes to Darrick Forrest to get their haircut.
Well, that's good to know. All right, Derrick, I'm gonna holler at you. But seriously, you guys going down to Atlanta, going down to Georgia. Players like Elijah Ponder, who are Georgia guys, I don't know if they take anything extra going back home and playing in a game like this. I don't know if you've spoken to them about this at all, but can you encapsulate something like that? Is that something that you can use as an extra bit of fortitude in this game?
Yeah, I guess I'll talk from my point of view. And Derrick probably has talked to Elijah and some of those Georgia boys a little bit more in depth. You know, our thing is that, you know, you're going to have emotion going back home, but you can't be emotional. You know, you got to play this game with emotions, and you got to go out there and love the opportunity and play with emotions, but don't make it an emotional game. Don't get out of your character. So we want those guys to enjoy this opportunity, go back home, and even the guys that aren't going home, the stage that we're on, but it still comes back to doing what you do. And it comes back to executing and going back to doing the things that's got us to this point that is going to help us be successful. But Derrick, maybe you could talk just about, you know, Elijah and some of those Georgia boys and Majay going back home.
It gives those guys just a little bit more motivation to go out there and play hard. Most of their families are going to be there. So I know a lot of those guys want to go out there and they want to make their families proud. So I feel like they want to play with a chip on their shoulder.
And for a couple more, we'll go to Chad Brendel.
Coach, your boss has talked about success breeding things like other jobs being interested and your name coming up in a lot of rumors. How much have you leaned on him as your name continues to pop up for head coaching openings and defensive coordinator positions? And how have you been able to kind of keep dialed in on the task at hand while that stuff goes on?
To sit here and say that you don't enjoy those opportunities, man, that's a lie. You know, everybody enjoys some reward or some accolade or some opportunity. But, you know, I know the reason why we've been successful, and you know, I like to, you know, sometimes you want to stand in front and say, yeah, it's because of me, but I know it's because of guys like Darrick Forrest and guys like our seniors that have worked their tails off, and Coach Fickle, who's been an unbelievable leader for me for many, many years. And the thing I've learned about Coach Fickle is, you know, loyalty and working where your butt is. You know, work where your butt is. Don't worry about other things that you don't control. You know, the best thing I can do, and the only thing I can do, is work as hard as I can right here where my butt is at the University of Cincinnati. Those opportunities come, you know, and at some point I've always said I want to be a head coach, you know, and every decision I make is understanding that, hey, as long as this doesn't hurt me as a chance to get the opportunity to head coach, then, you know, I'm good, you know. So Chad, it's awesome. It's great. It's humbling sometimes, but I understand why I'm in this position, and I understand that without these players and without the leadership of Coach Fick, I wouldn't be in this position. And so, you know, you got to stay focused on the task at hand, and, you know, as Coach Fick always would say, work where your butt is.
We'll close out this segment with Justin Williams.
Derrick, this secondary unit specifically got a lot of hype coming into the season. I know you were aware of that, and all you guys were aware of that. I think it's safe to say you guys have lived up to that. I know Sauce and Kobe specifically, Arquan, like to talk a lot. Have you guys talked about that much this season, especially for the last couple of weeks?
Not for real, but we have talked about going out there and trying to get 4 or 5 interceptions a game. So hopefully this weekend we get to put on a show for you guys.
Don't let him lie to you, Justin. That's all they do is talk. That's all they do. They talk. You know what I mean?
Or practice, maybe.